Hello everyone! There are a lot of different EVs based on the Volkswagen MEB platform, and today I want to compare the SUVs that are based on this platform. Audi has some, Ford, Cupra, Skoda and Volkswagen. I've driven all of these cars and I've noticed a lot of differences. Let's go through them. This video is brought to you by EV Supply, accessories for your EV. Soon it's winter time and they have a huge selection of winter tires. If you cannot find your model or your brand, email them. They can find a very good, nice set for you. They also have high quality rubber mats, so when you bring in your snow, you don't ruin your interior. If you want a tint for the rear window or the rear side windows, they also have you covered, and it's not just a foil that you have to put in and it's horrible to put in, it's a real whole thing, which is pretty cool. Use the link in the description to get 10% off, and if you order within Germany and Austria, winter tires will also be sent to you for free. Let's go through all the models. There are a lot. So Volkswagen has the ID.4 and has an ID.5 where the rear is a bit different. Audi has the Q4 e-tron and the Sportback where the rear is a bit different, a bit more sporty. Skoda has the Enyaq and the Enyaq Coupe, again with the rear. Ford has the Ford Explorer and the Ford Capri, and Cupra has the Tavascan. As a base, you need to know that there's usually a small battery with rear-wheel drive, then a bigger battery with rear-wheel drive, the big battery with all-wheel drive, and the big battery with a very powerful all-wheel drive. But interestingly, the battery sizes differ. So the Volkswagen ID.4 Pure, for example, has a 52 kWh battery, the same as in the Ford Explorer standard range, but the Audi Q4 40 and the Skoda Enyaq 60 have a 59 kWh battery. The big battery, Volkswagen calls it the Pro, Skoda calls it the Enyaq 85, Ford says extended range, Cupra only has the big battery, and Audi calls it the 45, and this battery size is 77 kWh. The MEB platform also has a 79 kWh battery. Volkswagen uses this in the GTX version. Skoda RS or Ford all-wheel drive also have the 79 kWh battery, but the Audi Q4 55 Quattro and the Cupra Tavascan VZ, the most powerful version of these cars, only have the 77 kWh battery. By the way, I have all of these numbers in the link in the description below, and let's get to WLTP range, which is really interesting. Volkswagen has the lowest range with the ID.4 Pure, and the highest range is in the Ford Explorer Pro, so the extended range with over 600 kilometers WLTP. When it comes to acceleration, again the Volkswagen ID.4 Pure is the slowest with 9 seconds, and again Ford Explorer all-wheel drive, not the rear-wheel drive version with extended range, is the fastest with 5.3 seconds. Let's get to the prices, and here it's very important I take the prices of Germany because I cannot find all the countries that are out there. You have to check your country, of course, for your price in your country. And important, in Germany, Volkswagen has an incentives they give on the car, but I didn't include this in these numbers because very likely from January 1st on we will get back German incentives from the government, and then these will go and the prices will then be higher. But let's go through. The cheapest car in this list is the Ford Explorer standard range, even though the price increased. So I put down all of these numbers that you see a few months ago, 2 months ago I would say, and the prices didn't change except for Ford. Ford made all of these cars a bit more expensive. After that, the next cheapest car is the Volkswagen ID.4 Pure. And I'm talking about the base price here. Important is that Skoda is a bit more expensive, but they also include the heat pump from the start. In the other cars, you have to select it, and in Volkswagen, for example, it costs 1,000 euros. Let's get to the expensive cars in this list, and the ID.4 GTX, the Cupra Tavascan VZ, and the Ford Explorer extended range all-wheel drive are around the same base price, around 53,000 euros. For whatever reason, the Skoda Enyaq RS and the Audi Q4 55 Quattro start at 59,000 euros, so they must have a bit more feature packages already included. And then I spec'd all the cars with the same thing and the most things that you can have. No special accessories, but all have a panoramic roof, a heat pump, all the assist systems, a nice color, the good rims, good big tires and everything. And the cheapest car now is the Ford Explorer standard range with 51,800 fully equipped. After that we have the Skoda Enyaq 60. The most expensive car is the Audi Q4 55 Quattro, but here you also have a lot of special features that you don't get in the other cars when it comes to design, S-Line and other things, and these cost a lot. This car can then cost around 77,000 euros. Then let's get to some features that are different in the cars. Number one is the battery heating. With the new hardware in the MEB platform, the battery can be heated with around 5.5 kilowatt. So if you are navigating to a charger, it does it automatically. You can turn it off in the infotainment system. And when you are at the charger, battery is a perfect temperature to charge, so you get the fastest speed. You have higher consumption, but you can charge faster and you can get to your destination in a faster time. And some cars can do that manually as well. So when you get into the car, you can press a button and it just preheats the battery. So all of these cars can do the auto. So it does it automatically and manually, except for Audi. Audi doesn't have the button. Again, when I tested the car, I don't know if this has changed or will change with a new software update. I'm just talking about what I experienced with the car when I had it and when I drove it. And also important, I never drove the new facelift Skoda Enyaq, but I've seen videos. What I have seen is a new software, so like 5.0 or higher than in Volkswagen, but in the exterior design, I haven't seen anything else where it changes a lot of things in how you interact with the car. Important is in Volkswagen, you see with what power you can charge right now, and when you preheat it tells you how long it will take and with what power you can charge then. Skoda does the same thing. Cupra tells you a percent of the temperature, but not with how much you can charge then and how long it will take. And Ford does the same. It shows you your heating, but you cannot see how long it will take. The infotainment system, even though in the core it's the same software, they all have a different skin, so it looks a bit different, but they all also have a different layout. In the Audi, for example, you get 3 different things what you can see, and you can change those 3 things, but that's it. I can't remember, I don't think you have a second page or anything, that's just it. In Volkswagen you can have many pages, you can have different designs of those pages, and you can change then what you see in there. The same in Skoda, and the Ford Explorer also can change. Ford Explorer is different because the screen is in portrait mode, not in landscape. So for example, the rear view camera is not the same as in the other cars because it's a bit smaller, but still you have more pages. You can add a page and you can change the design and change the apps that you want to see. In the Cupra Tavascan it's again different. You see 3 things and you can change those 3 things and you have 2 pages and that's it. You cannot add another page. Again, I don't know if there was a software update and it's different, but when I drove the Tavascan not too long ago, I drove the rear-wheel drive version. So you have 6 things that you can see and that's it. In the other cars, for example Volkswagen, you can see 5 or more things and you can have more pages than just 2, so you can see a lot of things, so you're here a bit restricted. Even though it's the MEB platform and they all should have the same software, only in Volkswagen you can install Spotify and have Spotify on the car, and if you listen to something, Volkswagen is paying for the data of Spotify. Yes, you have to have a WeConnect contract that for the first 2 years of the car is for free. After that you have to pay, which includes the data and everything else. But for those 2 years you can use Spotify for free. The other cars cannot have Spotify. Let's get to the cruise control. They do it a bit differently here. In the Volkswagen we have haptic feedback buttons on the steering wheel. That means when you press it, it's not a real button. You get a feedback, a bit of a vibration. but you can also swipe. So for example, you can press slide for 1 km/h up, press hard for 10, or swipe up, it's also 10. And you have the distance on the steering wheel. Everything is on the left of your steering wheel. In the Cupra Tavascan it's the same, but the buttons have a bit of a different layout, and then swiping 10 kilometers up, for example, works, but you have to press and then swipe. It's not just swiping. It's a bit of a different thing. In the Ford Explorer you cannot swipe, but you can press hard and change the speed as well on the steering wheel. Now the Audi and Skoda do a different thing. They have an extra stalk on the side of the steering wheel, so the buttons are free for something else, and this works really great. On this stalk you have adjustment for your distance, your speed. You can resume the cruise control, turn it off, turn it completely off. Everything is done really fast, and if you want to change the speed, you can also just whoop, 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 whoop. It's done pretty well. Regenerative braking is the next thing. They all have a bit of a weak regenerative braking. MEB platform is not very good with that. You don't have one pedal driving, but you can adjust it in these cars a bit differently. They all have automatic regen adjust if you are in D, and in B you have the strongest regen. But Volkswagen and Ford have the same thing where you just have D or B, but the other cars, so Cupra, Skoda and Audi, also have pedal shifters behind the steering wheel where you can adjust the regen when you are in D. So in D it can be coasting, nothing, and then level 1 and level 2 for stronger regen. And then when you press it in B, it's a bit stronger regen as well. So you have this in these cars, but Ford and Volkswagen don't have this option. They only have automatic, no regen or strong regen. And the last thing is the head-up display. Here most of the cars are the same. The design is the same, and how you can adjust them is the same. You have a strip underneath where you have your speed assist system, your state of charge, your if you are navigating somewhere, how far is it, how long will it take. And then above this you have an augmented reality part that shows you different things, from the distance to the car, when the steering assist is on, when lane assist has to do something, and all of this, and of course navigation and everything. The Audi does it a bit different, in a bit different design, but Volkswagen, Skoda, Cupra look pretty much the same. The only one that does it differently is Ford. Ford has a different design and also no augmented reality part. It's just a normal head-up display, and you see the speed, you see tiny on the side if your cruise control is on, and then you see, okay, in 300 meters you have to go right. You don't get a gigantic arrow that's pointing into the road where you have to go. That doesn't exist with Ford. So I'm sure I haven't found all the different things that are in the cars. When it comes to space and stuff like this, this is something that's very similar, the same for consumption. It's not a gigantic difference. Of course, we've seen the battery sizes are a bit different. Power is all very similar, and acceleration also. It's just if you have the same Pro model with the same battery and the same motor. So it's all about what you prefer and what's important that I just said. But again, maybe I missed things. Put it in the comments if I missed something. I'm sure there is something, but it's good that you have a variety. If someone says, I don't like this model, I want this model, this doesn't look good, I want this, you have 5 different cars that you can choose from. Isn't that nice? If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a 3rd YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.